Hello. The Alfa Romeo 4C. Now this is not a car that I would ever have expected to have seen on my channel. So the Alfa Romeo 4C, okay, it's a very different car. There isn't really much to compare it to. It's sort of one of a kind, really. I'm not a huge fan of Alfa Romeo as a brand. When I knew about the Alfa Romeo 4C, I wasn't too excited about it, let's just say that. I just thought, well, it seems like a lot of money, and what is the point of it? Why is it so much? And I always just disregarded it, the sound. We'll get onto the sound in a sec. Now, yeah, so I always disregarded it. It just wasn't something that I was interested in, ever. Now, when I knew that we had one coming in, I've become a little bit more interested. I thought, I'm going to check these cars out. I want to know why there's so much bloody money. I soon discovered, when I'd done a bit of research on these cars, that they are fully made of carbon fibre. They're super lightweight, and the purpose of this car is to be small, is to be lightweight, and is to perform. And it's a 1.7 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, and it's crazy. Now, I don't know if the camera is giving you the full theatre of that engine, but trust me, to drive is so much more exciting than any of you think. So when it came in, I was like, okay, let's go out for a little drive in it. I did not know that they had dual clutch gearboxes, so when I heard it drive towards me, I was like, wow, that sounds amazing. And then I got in the driver's seat, and at 1.7 4-cylinder turbocharged engine from factory produces 240 brake horsepower, which definitely is not a lot. And like I say, for it to be on my channel, it needs to be doing something for me. And this one has been remapped a little bit, so it's got a little bit more power. It's running 295 brake horsepower, so nearly 300 brake horsepower, and the car weighs around a ton, a little bit less than that. And you put 300 brake horsepower in a car that's fully made of carbon fibre, or almost fully. The main product, the main material in this car is carbon fibre. You mix that with a little 300 brake horsepower engine, it's, well, you can imagine what it's like. Honestly, you find yourself constantly battling with the steering wheel and the accelerator pedal, because the back end is just like trying to escape you. The things I want to highlight with this car, the reason why I wanted to do the video, is the fact that it is super lightweight. I've not driven a car that is made of carbon fibre before. Like, when you think of carbon fibre, you think of a high-end race car or a supercar or a McLaren or something like that. I lifted up the carpet on this car this morning, and it is carbon fibre on the floor. Now, that is special. So as you start to understand what this car's about, you then begin to realise that, do you know what? I know they are over £50,000 new, but you've got a car made of carbon fibre. There's There's a fire extinguisher on the floor. It's got no power steering. That's something else I wanted to highlight. Like, who the bloody hell on planet Earth nowadays wants a car with no power steering? But I tell you what, if you do buy one of these cars, you'll actually find yourself boasting about the fact that it's got no power steering, because for whatever reason, it just adds character. I'm guessing the reason why they didn't put power steering on this car is to reduce weight, which is great, but it's not great, is it? It's not great at all. It's got no power steering. But the funny thing is with us petrol heads is we tend to boast about things that aren't actually that great. I remember when I had my first car was a Vauxhall Calibra. Now that car was stupidly low, and every time I went near a speed bump, I'd find myself slowing right down, going into first gear, disregard all of the people behind me, and go over it at that speed bump at about 0.8 miles per hour or something stupid like that. And I'd sort of ride over it slowly, carefully. And the reason for that was because I got my mate to cut my springs in half with an angle grinder. And if someone said to me, Cal, your car's a bloody nightmare, innit? It's a nightmare. You have to slow right down to get over speed bumps. I'd say, yeah, it's a bloody nightmare. But deep down, do you know what? I used to love that experience. I used to love it. And when I drive down the road and hit a bump or it pulls me around, that experience of driving that car was exciting. Now going back to the power steering situation, like I say, I think what you'll find is a bit like me in my Calibra with my lowered suspension. I was quite proud of it, and you'll be quite proud of the fact you will find yourself telling your mates, oh, I've got a car with no power steering. Another thing I want to talk about is the gearbox. I've recently done a video on a Lamborghini Huracan, and that gearbox was perfect. This is a very, very different gearbox, but I've also read reviews of people that say that this gearbox is not good. I fully disagree with any idiot that says that this gearbox is poor. I've driven this car for a good few days now, and I can't find any fault with it. I've been driving it in the manual mode the whole time. I haven't spent much time driving it in auto mode. I have had a little dose of auto mode, and I can't find any problems with it. Something else that I should mention with this car, which is probably another one of them things that you'll find yourself moaning about but inside feeling quite proud of, is the width of these door sills. Getting in and out of this car is a bloody nightmare, but there's something about it that, again, gives the car character.
Right, let me demonstrate. So right now I'm sat in the car, as you can see. Getting out is a task. The best way to do it is get both feet out first, over the door sill, which like I said is huge, and then lift yourself out. And then getting back in, well, I ain't quite sussed that yet, but something like that. You fall in over the door sill, and in you go. A lot of people will laugh at you getting in and out of your car, but when you tell them that your car does 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds, that'll shut them up.
This car has a phenomenal amount of road presence. It gets so much attention. When you drive this thing down the road, a lot of people look at it as if to say, that's nice, but what is it? I've not seen one of them before. And it does get a lot of positive attention. It does look wide, it does look aggressive, and it does not look like a little girly sports car whatsoever. I want to talk about one more thing with this car, one more thing. And it's probably the most exciting factor of this car. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to go down to first gear. Now I'm on a road it's a private road, and I'm allowed to go as fast as I want on this road, okay? I'm not going to be breaking any laws here, trust me. I mean, let's just assume that I'm in Germany on the wrong side of the road. The thing that I want to focus on is the sound. This is the best sounding 4-cylinder engine I think I've ever heard. I don't know what they've done to the exhaust. Bear in mind the engine's there and the exhaust is just below and underneath the engine. Honestly, it sounds ridiculous. And if you bear in mind, as I mentioned this, let's pull over here a little bit, let that car pass. As I talk about this, think of a BMW M4, which has more cylinders, has more power. and it sounds insane. What you're about to experience is the sound of an Alfa Romeo 4C. And bear in mind the whole time you're listening to this is it's a 4-cylinder engine, okay? Let's go. As I said, this one is tuned slightly. 240 brake standard. This one produces about 290 brake horsepower. It's been remapped, it's got a K&N air filter, and it's got a dump valve. It feels like, excuse me, it feels like something from Fast and the Furious. It feels like a Jap car. It's rear-wheel drive, it's lightweight, and it's got a dump valve. Well, I think I'm done. I wasn't going to do a video on this car. I was sort of unsure about doing a video on it. Then I began driving it, and I then done a post on my Instagram story asking, or doing a poll, asking people what if they wanted to see it on my channel. The response I got from that was very positive. A lot of people wanted to see it on my channel, so I've made the effort, and here it is. What I want to achieve from doing this video is everyone who's now seen it, I want you to, when you look at an Alfa 4C, if you are one of them people who had the same opinion as I did, who you're not excited about them, or you don't really know what they're about, when you see one, if you see one on the roads, that is, because they are rare as anything, when you see one from now onwards, I want you to really consider how special these cars are. They are a car that have so much character, and I think whatever car you're buying, whatever amount of money you're spending, you want to get as much character within your budget as you possibly can, and this car has got absolutely stacks of character. It's really basic, it doesn't offer much at all. You can see legroom's a bit cramped. It's got more legroom than a Lamborghini Huracan though. Headroom, there's a little bit there, but it is fully made of carbon fibre. It is lightweight. It is only a 4-cylinder engine, but it's powerful, it's fun, and it's super exciting. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, if you did enjoy it, hit that thumbs up button, because you know that helps me a lot. And if you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button, because this is generally what I do as often as I can, alright? I'm going to end the video now with some outside shots as ever, a bit of music, and hope you liked it, and I'll see you very soon, alright?